Welcome into the PHNX Suns live watch-along. It's Suns. It's Timberwolves. It is the last day of the season, and a hell of a lot is on the line. We'll be watching it along with you here. If I can get this television to work, we will be doing that. Eric, I'm going to need you to move the antenna when you get a chance. We will be watching this game along with you, though, as well as the Lakers and Pelicans game we'll have here. We're going to be keeping tabs on anything and everything that impacts the Suns' playoff hopes this afternoon here in Phoenix. So we got a lot on the docket. Suns, they need to win, right? So that's first and foremost. If they want to avoid the play-in, the Suns have to win. The Lakers will have to beat the Pelicans for the Suns to have a shot at 6. So yes, unfortunately, we have to root for the Lakers today. It's not pretty. It's not what we want to have to do, but it's what we're going to have to do if we want the Suns to wind up being in that 6th seed. And then the possibilities of what could happen after that are insane, because you could wind up playing Minnesota in the first round. You could wind up playing the Denver Nuggets in the first round, or you could wind up playing the OKC Thunder. All are possibilities in that 3-6 matchup. And then, you know what? If they lose, the Suns are the 7th seed. That is a given no matter what else happens, but who they will play is up in the air as well. It could be the Kings, it could be the Lakers, and there's a very outside chance it could be the Warriors. That game would take place here in Phoenix on Tuesday. And if the Suns were to win, they'd be the 7th seed taking on the 2. If they lost, they'd be in a battle for the 8th seed on Friday here in Phoenix. So anything, as Kevin Garnett, not Kevin Durant, Kevin Garnett once said, anything is possible. And that is the case here. We're going to welcome in our friend Eric Ruby in just a second to talk about this after he played handyman and got the Suns game on the TV here. But look, this is why you get a big 3. This is why you trade for Kevin Durant last year, why you trade for Bradley Beal in the offseason this year. You have to put yourself in a position to win big games, and that's what you thought you were doing by building this group, and none get bigger, at least to this point, as this one tonight.
Welcome to the pre-play-in or the pre-playoffs, whatever it is. It's
I mean, I feel like we've been in the pre-playoffs for a while now 100%, here,
but this is the realist that it's getting, right? Like all the other games, it's like, okay, expectations. You need to win a certain amount of games to try to secure that you're not in the play-in, all of that. This is breaking news. This is the last game of the regular season.
Yeah,
this is it.
It's win or go home for your playing game. So not quite win or go home, but there's a lot.
It's win or put yourself in a very precarious position. And Jill mentioned on the pregame show, no 7th seed in the play-in tournament's illustrious long history has missed the playoffs.
No.
However, you don't want to put this team in a do-or-die situation, not because it's impossible for them to perform, but because they're so up and down. You have so much more confidence if you say you get minimum 4 games, and you get adjustments, and you get all of that. But if you put yourself in a 1-win situation, and if you lose as the 7th seed to a Lakers or a Warriors or a Kings, then your vibes are in the trash.
Look, I think it's more than that. You want that. Go look at the number of minutes Kevin Durant played this year, the number of games.
Yeah.
He is still an otherworldly player. He's one of the best in the league still to this point. But I think right now he's going through the fact that he's had to carry so much of this load, and a week off would go, or almost a week off would go a very long way to helping him get right, to helping
Definitely.
Book and Nurk, who have nagging injuries, to get right. It gives you time to prepare for your opponent. Like, all these things are massively important. And if your focus has to turn to any one of those three teams I mentioned on Tuesday, it makes you less focused for what's coming up. And that the 3-6 matchup actually is, I think, one of the better. Not that I ever wanted them to be 6, but I like it more than a 1-8 or 2-7
or the 4-5.
Well, but mostly because remember, we were the 1 seed a few years ago, and you didn't know who you were playing until all the play-in stuff decided. 3-6, those two teams get to prep.
Yeah, you know what's going on.
And I think this coaching staff could use as much time as possible to prep for who it is, and that's why I think this is so important, between the injury stuff and getting right mentally, getting that rest, and being able to prepare appropriately.
Yeah, and let's prepare for this game specifically, because no matter what happens, post-game show, we got a show tomorrow as well. Any scenario, any situation, we're going to be breaking that down. But right now, it's Suns, it's Timberwolves, game number 82. Hit that like button. Starting 5 for the Timberwolves is Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels. Karl-Anthony Towns is healthy, as reported, and available. Rudy Gobert there manning the middle for the Suns. It's the starting 5 they've been rolling with for a majority of the season, besides the one game, apparently, that Frank Vogel decided to tinker. It's Allen, along with Bradley Beal and Devin Booker. And then, of course, your forwards are Kevin Durant and Jusuf Nurkic. Drew Eubanks is available. Eric Gordon is out with a migraine. And this is it. Let's hit that like button, guys. Make sure you subscribe to PHNX. Stick around. Post-game show coming up after this. I mean,
it's time!
It's time!
It's time! Let's go!
Hey, I can't ask for a better jersey matchup to end the season. These are just some beautiful jerseys. I love this Timberwolves colorway, man. I really do.
Nurk wins the tip, as expected.
Lindsay wins her bet. No, I'm kidding. We don't know. We don't know what Lindsay... I mean, I know. But nobody else knows what Lindsay bet. Or anybody, for that matter.
All right. Let's go. Let's get this going.
Oh. Espo, I'm watching this play real closely.
I know. Me too.
Oh.
It's all right.
Okay.
That's all right.
Okay. You tune into the post-game show. Tune in the post-game show to know what that means.
That didn't go the way I wanted it to, but it's okay. I didn't do the stupidest thing I could have. So
it's okay. Still alive. But a nice KD bucket to start the game. Suns off to a lead. We'll take it. I mean, everybody in their pregame prediction said the Suns were going to win, except for you said by a shrug emoji. But you did take the Suns to win.
I think they will win. But I also there's concern. Obviously, what could happen. We all know what's possible. But Book hitting early, and
some
you need
bounce,
that, right? You need Devin Booker to be that guy. We've seen Kevin Durant hitting early. You're going to need Bradley Beal to have that energy level that he had last game in the defensive intensity. That's what you're going to need.
Oof. Anthony Edwards. Whoa.
Why he didn't go up with that?
I know,
He had that
finger roll. He's had some crazy post plays at the end of the season. It's good to see Book have bounce and kind of a normal rhythm to him after a little injury scare last game.
Yeah, the ankle, you had to wonder if it was going to impact him in any way.
Not on the injury report,
late, but that'll work.
Hey, listen, your big 3 have each scored to start the game. Book hit a 3. KD and Beal both hit some tough 2s. And this is, like our pregame title said, like, this is why you have these guys. It's for games like this, moments where you have to win. And Minnesota looks like they're coming out, and obviously there's a 3-way tie for first. They want to play, and they want to play hard. This should be a really good game.
The thing that has me wondering the most is how do these other games impact how this game is played, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be scoreboard watching. There's going to be, things that impact what these two teams are playing for.
Mm-hmm.
And with every game going on at the same time, you got to wonder if, say the Lakers or the Pelicans are up 20 late in the fourth, do the Suns play differently because they know no matter what they do, they're the 7th and they're playing on Tuesday?
I get it, and Oh, Kevin
don't like
Durant is
that.
down. Looks like
Looks
he was
like-
hit in the face.
Yeah, it looked like the mouth.
You know, I know Gerald did an article on every single turnover the Suns had the whole season. I need him to do an offseason article for every single time a Suns player got hit in the face.
Yeah,
Because it happens every single game.
well, it's been an insane amount this year, and it feels like, I mean, I know the numbers don't quite support this because they've gone to the free throw line a decent amount this year, but it feels like they've let a lot of the physicality in that way slide out when it comes to these Suns games. So,
Well, because even it's like, yeah, they're going to the line, but they also just got hit in the face as well. So, like, you're calling a common foul. But, I mean, Nurk got smacked in the face by Draymond. Bradley Beal had to wear a mask for, like, 2 months.
yeah.
Like, Devin Booker's been hit in the face. KD's been hit in the face. Man. 11-6 right now. We're just hitting 9:15 on the clock if you want to match your TV up with ours. We appreciate all of you in here watching right now.
You hit that like button.
Do
please.
it. You won't. I know. I don't know if you'll do it. I don't think you're man enough. Hit that like button. Bradley Beal. Bang.
Look at that.
Big three coming out strong.
So his energy level is carried over from the last game, and you want that. And look, they forced the Suns have forced a turnover so far. They've forced 3, they've committed 0, and that's going to be a big part tonight. Make that 4 turnovers that they forced against the Wolves, and Suns are going to need to keep that defensive intensity all night. And Grayson Allen with a hell of a bucket.
Attacking Karl-Anthony Towns. I think a timeout here for Minnesota. 15-6, 8:34 left to go in the first quarter. They came out and they came out strong. You can't ask for anything more.
I mean, they had to. They have no choice but to come out. And anybody that says, like our friend Flex does, that this team's built for the playoffs, well, today's the dress rehearsal in about every way possible. So you have to come out and play well. So,
I mean, in a way, so was that Sacramento game. I know a lot of people viewed that as also a playoff-like game because you had so much on the line. And was that game pretty? Absolutely not. In fact, it was mostly ugly. But what's the main thing in the playoffs, right? What was the final score? Who won?
Oh, yeah.
And at the end of the day, ugly game or not, the Phoenix Suns won that game. So now if you come off of that, you get by the skin of your teeth. You're like, okay, I'm in it. I'm good. I got to win. Bang. Now let's play hard. Let's get hype. And this is maybe some good practice for in case they do have to be in the play-in, because they could win and still be in the play-in.
by the way, Lakers up 2. So let's go LA. I can't believe I'm saying that.
There's so many games right now, and since I like you, I won't ever clip that. Just because I like you, okay?
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do whatever it takes. Even if it feels wrong in every possible way.
Yeah, Denver up on Memphis. We'll keep you guys updated on all the games. There's so many going on right now. Denver up on Memphis 7-2, 10:36 left in the first. Like you said, LA up 2. That game just started. OKC beating the brakes off Dallas, who's resting their stars. Golden State barely beating Utah. Draymond and Steph are resting there.
That one makes no sense to me because
I think they just kind of given up,
where
dude.
they could move up to 8. Even.
I think they've just given up, honestly.
But why? Why when you have those guys? There's. I guess you're gonna be in a possible.
You're gonna be in a one game win or lose scenario, basically, no matter what. And you want your 2 older star players to get your rest. And I think if they were fighting for in or out of the play-in, those guys would probably be playing. I would make a different decision, but I'm trying to rationalize it from their perspective. And then another game for you guys to watch, Sacramento and Portland right now. Sac up 10-6 on Portland. So a lot going on in the NBA today. I know why they do it, but do you like having everything going on at once?
Yes, because there's no, we found out that the Pelicans won, so we're going to sit everybody. No, there's none of that bullshit because they're playing at exactly the same time. Lakers about to go up, let's look here, 9-4, Lakers up on New Orleans there. I'm watching that game and this one. We're going to keep everybody
My man just loves
on
hoop.
everything. And look, you want 6 at all costs here. I don't care. You don't want that play-in. In any way, shape, or form.
So if you missed what needs to happen for them to get 6, the Suns are on an 8-0 run right now. They're back in action. Rudy Gobert just hit a finger roll. The world is over.
6 is simple.
Yeah.
You win, Pelicans lose. You're 6. That's the only equation, and you can't fall lower than 7. So the only thing that's up in the air is who you're playing as a 6 or a 7. You know,
man, it's such an interesting NBA season, man. There we go, Nurk, get it right back. Like the tie for the 1 seed, all the play-in scenarios, 6 seed, everything like that. The only thing that's really locked in is the 4-5.
Yep, that's it. Literally is the only thing, at least in the West, that was locked in. And if I remember correct, it was only before all the morning slate of East games, it was only the 1 and the 9-10 that was locked in the East. This is exactly what the NBA wanted with the play-in. And then we go Brad Beal from deep. Suns up 9, and Lakers 11-4 lead in that game. Look, this is what the NBA wanted. It's brilliant. It's brilliant marketing. Everything matters on this final day, basically.
Yeah, the play-in tournament, and this is why I'm pretty confident with what the in-season tournament's going to turn into, because NBA has done a really good job of implementing new things into their season. And 4 years ago, teams like Golden State, teams like Sacramento, like the Lakers, they would all just be like, who cares? Who cares? Getting lottery balls and end of the lottery, whatever. They probably would have already been tanking by now. They wouldn't have even been trying.
Well, that was the whole thing. This was all about tanking. And guess what? Yeah, there's not teams that are whole tanking. Maybe the bottom feeders a little bit, the Memphises of the world. But when you look at this, in another world, Golden State and LA would have just been, not playing guys on purpose, trying to sink a draft pick to try to keep their window open. And instead, they have to work their ass off because they got a shot to get in. And as we saw with the Heat last year, anybody can make a finals run, even if they're in that plan.
Yeah, it doesn't rule you out. And that includes the Suns, even if they win today and the Pelicans win as well, or if they lose today and they end up in that play-in. It doesn't eliminate them from making a deep run. It's hard because you never know with this team, and to put them in a one or done scenario is always just a tough situation with, their bisolar performances. Even against the Clippers, right? Like you get blown out by a ton and have an embarrassing performance, then you barely win the next one. Like it's tough. It's tough.
But in the playoffs, and I know a lot of people were screaming, well, in the regular season, it's this way too. Style points don't matter at all in the playoffs.
No.
A 1 point win on any night is a victory that moves you one step closer to winning those 16. So, their bisolar nature may not be, as detrimental, or at least not necessarily feel that way, because you got to win 4 out of 7.
Yeah.
And we saw, I hate to bring it up, but the Mavs series a couple of years ago, the Mavs had they got crushed in some of those games, and they turned around and they returned serve with the Suns. So style points ain't gonna do a lot when it comes to the playoffs.
So Royce O'Neal checks in for Bradley Beal. He's gonna be the first guy off the bench and hits a 3 as well. Suns are 100% from 3 to start the game. They're up 23-14 with 5:40 left to go.
Offensive foul.
There we go. Yeah, I thought he might have just got hit in the head, but luckily not.
Cat throwing that shoulder, that was pretty obvious that was an offensive foul. It looked like it might have been over the back. He elbowed him in the shoulder.
Cat's looking pretty healthy.
Yeah.
He's got a little bounce to him. Does that change your mind on any desire of playing Minnesota in the playoffs?
No, I'm sure somebody in Minnesota will clip this.
Ooh, now Chris Finch gets a technical foul.
But I think Cat is soft.
There you go.
I think Cat is very soft.
Okay.
And that does nothing for me. They're better because he's there.
They're definitely better. He has the ability to drop 50 on somebody, and he's one of the better, soft or not. I'm not saying I disagree with you, but just taking the other side of it, he is one of the best, and I don't know how you're going to react to this, one of the best shooting big men of all time. He is. Of
all time?
He is. Statistic-wise.
That's fine, but okay, it's a lot different in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I agree. That doesn't change my mind completely on the Timberwolves, but it does make it harder. And speaking of best shooting big men of all time, no, Nurk missed a foot on the line 3. Yeah, no, if it was Drew Eubanks, would have gone in, Mr. 100%. I don't know if shooting 100 anymore.
Twin Towers, 2 big men in an era used to be something that's impressive. But I look at these guys, and Gobert, Gobert does even less for me than Cat
Yes.
does. And like, I think that's such a, I think this is such a weirdly constructed team. And Anthony Edwards is the big driving force for this team, and rightfully so. He's dynamic. He's insane. Like, he's a tough guard for anybody in the league. I just, the two big men are not what would scare me with this group.
No, I don't think it. Gobert is interesting because there we go, Grayson Allen with a three.
Suns up 13, Lakers up 15-7.
Love that.
Early in the first.
Let's keep that going. The thing with Cat, though, and the Timberwolves in general, Rudy Gobert has been played off in multiple playoff series. I'm not worried about Rudy Gobert. But Naz Reid off the bench gives a really interesting dynamic with Cat healthy as well, because they can go relatively small ball, quote, small ball, but have 2 7-footers who could shoot, dribble the ball, like pass, everything like that. And if Jusuf Nurkic can't keep up with that, the Suns don't have a viable option that's been getting playing time. And
the Suns counter is to go small too.
But with Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant and Royce O'Neal are guarding Karl Anthony Towns and Naz Reid. I'm not saying it's the worst thing ever, but I do think that is something that could be somewhat exploited. I'm just looking at the Timberwolves because it feels like out of the top 3, it's a consensus. They are the easiest team for the Suns to play. And right now, the Suns are proving that point up 11, although it's only 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter. But I think that there's still some underrating to the fact that can be a dangerous team. It can be.
Yeah.
They're not a bad team. They're the least intimidating of the top 3.
Oh, I don't think they're a bad team. I just like the matchup with the Suns, and I just think they're oddly constructed for this era of basketball. I mean, I think that's what it is for me mostly. And you're right. Naz Reid adds a dynamic off the bench that the Suns are going to be hard pressed to counter.
Right, especially with their big man rotation not being where it should be. I think it'd be a really intriguing matchup. I think you could also make an argument that the Suns have the 2 best players in that series, and Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. I think Ant is definitely up there as well. Interesting fast break. Ends with 2 points anyway. We'll take it. Bradley Beal with a big ass smile on his face. That's what we like to see. He's come out with a lot of energy today. I was looking at his games played just the beginning of this. This is his 53rd game of the season. And I remember at the beginning, he missed so many. If he had started playing at the beginning, he would have turned it on month or 2 months ago. Yeah. And that would have been us having the conversation of Bradley Beal's hitting his stride. Bradley Beal came back from injury or is fitting in with the Suns. And I think what we're seeing now is they figured out their dynamic. Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. And I think mainly it was Bradley Beal who had not figured that out yet because it's a hard role.
I'm not willing to say they figured it out yet.
Okay,
they've had flashes of what you want to see and of Bradley Beal owning the first part of that fourth quarter. There we go. Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal are all locked in right now.
So Steve in the chat asked, what is the scenario that gets the T-Wolves in 3 and the Suns in 6? He said, Suns win, Pelicans lose, and then what? Well, let me tell you. Nuggets have to beat the Grizzlies. The Thunder have to beat the Mavs. The Lakers have to beat the Pelicans, and the Suns have to beat the Wolves. So the other 2 games are Nuggets against Grizzlies and Thunder against Mavs.
That's the only way.
That's the only way. And as of right now, yes, Lakers are beating the Pelicans. Denver is beating Memphis. And OKC is beating Dallas. So far, if everything were to hold, which everything is in the first quarter with only a couple, there's a lot of basketball still left to play. If everything holds right now, the Suns would be in the 3 seed, taking on the Timberwolves and getting that rest. Shout out to all of you guys in the chat. If you have any other questions about playoffs or play-in or anything like that, I see Enslow, Michael, MCG Blue, Brendan in there, Marco, Matt, Sal. Man, thank you all for being here. Hey, Dot, hit that like button. Nate, I see you in here as well. Chris, all of you, awesome. Brendan says defense is rolling so far. Agreed. Of course, you would remember the last time this team played not too long ago. Phoenix held Minnesota to a season low for an opponent, 87 points in a game. So it looks like defensively, the Suns also have this team relatively figured out.
You want to put it into perspective in one stat. Minnesota has 10 turnovers in the first 9 minutes of this game. The Suns have 1. And I believe the Suns have 11 points off turnovers to 0
there we go.
for Minnesota right now. If the Suns can continue to press hard defensively, that's going to be huge for them in this game. Update on the Lakers and New Orleans. It is 21-13 Lakers with 4 minutes to go in that first quarter. So it looks like things are going the way the Suns want them currently to go. So we'll keep tabs on that. You're talking about the OKC Dallas game, and that is a game with Dallas not playing their people because they're locked in to that 5 seed. So they really have nothing to play for on that front, which makes this whole thing even more interesting. We know Memphis doesn't have anything to play for.
No.
I mean,
Pride, not even.
I mean, I think 13 of their guys are already in Cancun.
No, they're not. They're actually in the hospital because they're all injured.
True. They're in Cancun with walking boots or slings or all those things going on. But look, we've learned this season, do not count anything until the final score is in. But this has been
so far
an
so
impressive
good.
First for the Suns.
Yeah, we've seen them turn it on the first and then falter later in the games. That's completely on the table. We've also seen them win these games. Also, missed a shout out, Derek Montilla in the chat.
Oh, Derek,
he was waiting for that.
Me love you being in chat. Me love you more than chocolate chip cookie, my man.
Wow.
A little nookie monster for our friend, the
more
mayor
than chocolate
of
chip
PHNX.
More than chocolate chip cookie?
See, I do.
That's kind of
Derek is one of the biggest supporters of the nookie monster.
He is.
He gets love right back for it. So.
We also got an Eric with a K in the chat. I see you, Eric, with the K, representing for how it's spelled correctly, saying Suns bench is really bringing the energy today. IT definitely a game changer with this team. You do always see him. I know we joked about it at the beginning, but he's always getting in people's faces, hyping them up. And Bradley Beal has played better since IT got into him and said, I need Wizards Brad Beal, the Brad Beal I played with in Washington. So,
look, there's
getting value out of that 15
there's
spot.
something to be said for that, for Ish Wainwright being a bench guy again. He's a guy that loves to be there for his teammates and cheer him on. I think one thing you'll notice that's happened a lot today is a guy winds up on the floor. They call a foul, and almost the entire bench is running out there to help lift him up. Another Brad Beal
he looks good.
3.
He looks good.
35-20. The Suns are leading with a little under 2 minutes to go in the first here.
Don't make me fall in love again, Brad Beal. Don't make me believe, Brad Beal. Don't make me do it. By the way, Drew Eubanks out on the court, along with Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Royce O'Neal. Book and KD still in this game.
Can you explain to me? And
I'll
you're not
try.
going to have an answer.
I'm going to say
I don't know. Put you on the spot.
Do it.
How does Brad Beal with another 3 and just looks at the Suns bench like,
he's here. It's time. It's time. It's time, baby. Bradley Beal, man.
Freaking Beal.
Another Eric with a K in the chat. We taking over. He says Beal is taking over. That's right, Eric's with a K.
Bring the wheelbarrow out because he needs something to carry those big boys that he's got.
Oh, that was a hell of a board by Anthony Edwards. Can't
kick it and
convert though. Feed Brad. Come on. There you go. Oh, pull that. Ooh, good pass. God damn it, Drew Eubanks.
He got fouled.
No, he didn't. They just stopped playing.
I think they all just assumed if you missed that much, you got to be fouled. There we go. Book from deep. 19-point lead is opened up here.
This team is alive, baby.
Have they been playing possum the whole freaking time?
I can feel the juice, Espo. Oh, I can feel the juice from all 120 of you in here right now. Hit that like button. Suns up 41-22, 39 seconds left to go. Drew Eubanks did something positive. He just took a charge.
Take him out and give me Thad Young. That was what I was going to say. How is there no Thad? How do you play him that one game? He gives you everything you wanted, and then you don't play him.
Well, I remember you guys discussing this after the other game, where Thad Young just said, "Yeah, I would prefer to be in rhythm," and it's like, well, would Frank Vogel sit him for that? It's like, what? Why? I mean, I don't know if we'll see Thad because yes, EG is out, and I know Frank said that they're going to lean on some more bench players, but Thad, his depth chart is fully healthy tonight, and Drew Eubanks is getting minutes despite his ankle injury, so. 4 seconds left. That's a backcourt violation.
Oh, no. All 3 points have to be crossed. Bradley. Mother Beal.
It is time.
Oh, my God.
It is time.
As Jaroslav, I apologize if I butchered that, but Beal is the heart of this team. He just needed to come out of his shell.
Bang.
And I agree. Look at this. End of the first, 44-22. Your Phoenix Suns open a 22-point lead in this first quarter. And in New Orleans, it's the Lakers 24, the Pelicans 17 with 2:28 to go in the first, and LeBron backs down and gets blocked. So still 24-17, Lakers up 7. So we're through 1 in Minnesota, and things are playing out the way that you hoped it would.
Oh man, I'm hype right now. Of course, all the other games across the league you want to keep an eye on. Denver barely beating Memphis right now, 24-20, 1:30 left to go. OKC beating Dallas by 11 with about a minute left to go in the first. Golden State, Utah, you don't have to keep an eye on that one as much, but Golden State is winning 29-25. Clippers, you don't have to worry about. Portland, Sacramento. Sacramento is up 13 with 50 seconds left to go in the first. So far, Espo, I'm going to knock on some wood, but so far today is going exactly how you would want it.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
We're not there yet.
I'm not going to. I love what I'm seeing from the Suns, and that's what I feel confident in so far, is that this Suns team is proving some of these matchups against the Wolves weren't flukes. That this is a team that they have the horses to go up against, that they have figured out in some ways defensively, and you got to just keep going for it, right? The way that you've been playing against them. All you can do is go out and handle your own business, and they have done that through 1. 3 more to go there, and it's still a 7-point Lakers lead with about a minute 30 going to go in the first in New Orleans. So, look, just win against Minnesota. You can't handle what the Lakers are doing. You can't handle what any of these other teams in the top half of the West are doing to try to determine who you may play at 6. You just have to do what you can do, and they've come out and they've done that.
Yeah, they have, and Bradley Beal's been a massive part of that. He leads the team in scoring, 16 points, 6 of 7 from the field. He's hit 4 threes, and he's attempted 4. He's also adding 2 steals, a block, and an assist. That's all from Bradley Beal in the first quarter as the Suns are up 44-22. Book is adding 8. KD also adding 8 as well. Nurkic with 4. Grayson Allen with 5. Off the bench, Royce O'Neal has 3 points. Drew Eubanks has 0 across the board except for 1 charge taken. So congrats to Drew Eubanks for doing that. But like you said, they just have to take their matchup serious, take care of their business right now, and whatever happens. And you love to see that in a quote do or die game.
I think they take that 3
did
away?
they?
Let's see. They haven't put the scoreboard back. Nope, they did not.
Yeah, I'm still seeing 44-22. So I think they're just showing a nice little replay.
No, I think they reviewed it when the stoppage in play. So Suns 6-1 when they score 40+ points in the first quarter this season. 44 there in that first. So you come out and no rest for Bradley Beal. He's out there with Grayson Allen, Nurkic, Royce O'Neal, and Bull.
So Eubanks getting a little bit of a pull, which is not bad.
No,
he played,
getting
but
the Eric Gordon minutes is what he's getting. Brad trying to get the block there. This is okay. The honest truth is this is a big part of where they've struggled this year with KD and Book off the court and a semi bench lineup with Brad Beal out there. You gotta hope Brad can keep up the level of play he had. A reverse dunk from Bull. Although his feet, I'm not sure his feet even got off the ground there, but that's still impressive.
Oh, that was beautiful.
He gives it back up on the defensive end, and that's the give and take of Bull. I mean, we know that. We've seen that all year.
Man, I like that Eubanks isn't getting a lot of extra run tonight. Nurk is back in. Bradley Beal, offensive foul on Nurk. Yeah,
he has that happen a lot, and it gets
nice play by Bull, man.
That's one of the things you just have to accept when it comes to Nurk is he plays aggressive, he plays tough, and sometimes you're just going to wind up getting fouls like that. Is that an offensive foul?
Another offensive foul.
Gobert there.
There we go. All right, little dueling offensive fouls. Eric in the chat says that's why we need to switch with Bull for mismatches. I do think that while Bull maybe won't be in your playoff rotation consistently, he should be somebody who is not glued to the bench no matter what.
No,
he is an asset.
dependent, and but again, it's the defense. The defense scares you with him, and defense in the playoffs becomes imperative, right?
Yeah.
They're calling another foul on Nurk,
offensive
and
foul.
that's dangerous. You can't have him foul out or be in trouble, because then you have to turn to Eubanks, or you're playing small ball against one of the bigger teams in the NBA, and that's problematic. And that's again.
He pushed him.
It's the give and take of Nurk, right? I love Nurk, but I just sometimes you're going to wind up in that situation.
That was one of the concerns in Portland, was that he always fouled out, and we hadn't seen that a ton this year. But he's got 3 fouls and 4 points, and we're only 2 minutes into the second quarter. But look who's getting some minutes because of it. Thad
Young. Okay, so I guess he saw what he saw from Drew Eubanks and thought, okay, well, I'm good. I'm going to give Thad a chance. And you got to love what he did against Gobert there. I mean, he used all his size that he could and held him out of the lane, and then tried to help on that play. I believe that was a foul on Royce and not Thad, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was on Royce, but an interesting lineup after the other day. Frank only went a couple deep off the bench. You got Bol, Thad Young, Royce O'Neal, Bradley Beal, and Grayson Allen out there. And missed free throw for Minnesota. This is a lineup that, even without their 2 top players, can be completely dynamic offensively, especially with Thad passing the ball. And Thad might not be that tall, but we saw it in that Denver game where he finally got playing time at first. He's really strong.
Well,
he was able to stick with Jokic.
Yeah.
Right. And he's a super smart defender. So I'm not worried about him on Gobert, to be honest with you. I don't think Gobert is going to have some dominating mismatch with him because he's a little bit taller. I do want to see Thad get involved and maybe move the ball on offense. But Bradley Beal is cooking. He is cooking right now. You love that. You do love that from Brad Beal, man. If he is feeling himself going into the playoffs, that makes everything open up so much for the Suns. And as I say that, a nice little lob to Rudy Gobert. And Royce O'Neal limping a little bit before the camera cut away. And I think he just maybe got a knee in the leg.
I think Thad did what he could there, though. On the roll, he tried to help and got caught kind of in no man's land. And that happens from time to time in these situations. But look at the ball movement.
Yep.
That's been such a huge thing early today.
Oh,
wow. What was that? What they
call an offensive foul?
It must have been off ball, because there's no way that was on Thad.
Dude, he kind of broke his ankles.
Give me the
I need a replay on that. Yeah.
Here.
Well, we're waiting for the replay. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Don't think we're getting one. Make sure you tune in. We will have a post-game show after this. Gerald, Saul, and Lindsay will be on with Espo. I'll be behind the Mac. And hopefully we'll break down a Suns win. Right now it's looking good, 48-32 as Mike Conley hits a 3. About 8:30 left to go. This is if you want to sync it up. Right now is 8:30 on RTV if you want to sync it up. We truly appreciate all of you watching along with us here on this Sunday afternoon.
I'm not feeling particularly good about my chances to win.
Thad?
Look at Thad. And 1 or timeout?
That was an and 1.
And 1 by Thad.
Dude, he's just smart.
How you don't continue to give him minutes is
I don't know.
Me.
Yeah, I don't get it.
He has to be your backup center in the playoffs.
Drew Eubanks isn't doing that.
I mean, no.
Drew Eubanks is catching the ball in that position, pump faking 3 times, getting his shit stuffed, or then passing it back out.
And Thad can dribble a little bit, a talented passer.
Mm-hmm.
That's the guy I want out there.
It always has been.
Well, I mean, yeah, you kind of wondered when he got buried in the rotation if he just didn't have it, but every time he's stepped on the court, he's given you what you could ask for. I mean,
and it's enough now. It's not like it's just been one game. He has done enough to show that he's got something. Is he the best center in the league? No. But he's got something.
Update for you. Lakers up 28-24 at the start of the second quarter. So,
Memphis beating Denver right now. 33-32.
You know what's going to happen, right?
Is everything except for Denver?
No, Denver's going to wind up the 3 seed.
Yeah. I mean, as far as matchups go, it's not the worst. Bradley Beal takes a seat.
Not to play the defending champions and the bane of our existence.
I would rather play Minnesota. I would rather play Minnesota for sure. But I think I'd rather play Denver than OKC. I don't know.
Yeah. I just hope if it is Denver that we get another appearance by the Rat. You were unaware of
I wasn't here, but I was aware. I'm on these Twitter streets, man. I was aware.
Give me the Rat versus Gerald, the matchup of the
rematch.
The century.
Another foul on that? Interesting. I didn't really see that one. 53-34. Timberwolves with a chance to get it on the line right now. Bradley Beal's taking a seat, so it's Grayson Allen, Thad Young. I believe Durant and Booker are back in as well, but I'm not sure. I'll tell you in a second once we see the full lineup.
By the way, I'm doing prize picks for today's game. I've already hit 2 of my 6 legs.
There we go.
In this, so I don't know that I'll get the others, but
that's not bad. See, on the court right now, Durant, Allen, Booker, Young, and Bull. Oh, nope, never mind. Drew Eubanks just subbed in for Thad Young. A couple fouls from Thad. Yeah. Good minutes, though. I didn't mind seeing him out there.
I just don't like this because now 2 of your 3 bigs have foul trouble, and the one that doesn't is Drew Eubanks.
Yeah.
So
I mean, not great, but at least
we got that not going for us.
At least we got a little bit of a break from the Eubanks.
Suns are 20 of 30 in this game.
Let's see how many assists they have.
20 of 30. It's insane.
And they have 13 assists on those 20 baskets. Book?
Interesting camera angle to stick with. Bull. How is that not a foul?
Jeez.
Great offensive rebound, but
another.
Hey, Drew. We found what Drew Eubanks can do. All right, Drew.
We have unlocked the Eubanks.
Fun fact, that was my one skill on a basketball court, was taking charges. I did it with the best of them.
I don't think I've ever taken a charge in my life.
I almost broke my elbow once taking a charge in a rec league. Yep,
4 turnovers for Phoenix, 14 for Minnesota so far, 53-35 lead, 6:50 left to go in the first half. We will take a break at halftime, but we'll be back. Ooh, good pass.
Oh, nice look from Book.
A good cut, too.
Yeah, that was a headsy cut by Bull there.
Great look by
Would you call it a Bull cut?
Bull cut.
I will see my dad jokes out. Thank you very much.
I like that. That was a really good read from both Book and Bull. There we go. Let's go. Listen, keep this over 20. Don't let Minnesota make a run before the second half. They've gotten in that kind of habit when they've been big leads and they let right before the half. Did he step out of bounds? Yeah, he stepped out of bounds. They let teams get back into it a little bit.
Yes, I mean that's a big thing that they do.
Oof.
Just a nice
beautiful play.
A hell of a look.
Beautiful play. All right, let's see. Anything going on in the chat here? Amelia says best game ever.
Lakers up 32-26 with 10:38 to go in the second. Look, this is fun. This is exactly what the NBA wants, right? You're locked into your favorite team. You're looking at 3 other games trying to figure out exactly what's going to happen. It is thrilling right now, and mostly because the Suns are winning the way they are.
Yeah,
if
today would suck.
This would be painful as shit.
Yeah, if it was 55-35 Minnesota right now, while we can still sit here and say, Minnesota could still win this game, the Suns would still have a chance. I mean, they've been down by that much before and won. However, we would not give a crap about all the other ones right now as much.
Lakers just hit a 3. They're up 11 with 10 to go.
Denver retook the lead as well. OKC, you're not going to have to worry about them. They're going to blow Dallas out. Sacramento's going to blow Portland out. Golden State up on Utah by 9.
So it's pretty much, it's likely going to be if everything holds, right?
Yep.
You're looking, or at least if the Lakers and Suns games hold the way that they're trending, you're going to be looking at either Denver or Minnesota.
Yep.
That's where we're headed towards.
And it's going to come down to Denver not losing to another team in the bottom of the Western Conference, which they lost to Wemby and the Spurs the other day, which is a super unexpected loss and led to this 3-way tie at the top of the West. And right now, I know that we're very focused on the Suns and the Memphis Grizzlies are not the top of your mind. Have you watched Gigi Jackson play basketball?
Only when they played the Suns. So no, I have not watched.
He's good.
A lot of Gigi Jackson.
He's like
let
19.
me say this. Couldn't give a crap about Memphis Grizzlies basketball more, or what young guy who got an opportunity because 14 other guys aren't playing.
Hey, listen,
doing.
He's 19 years old, man, and he's their best player right now.
I will watch him at Summer League or on highlights in the offseason.
Fair enough. Enough.
I had to be so locked in on what's going on at the top half of the West and with the Suns with this. I'm
not blaming you. I wasn't trying to put you on the spot.
No, I'm just saying, as much as I love hoop, Memphis ain't on my radar. No. Except for today. Today, they're on my radar.
I remember when little Memphis Grizzlies talk here for you guys. When Gigi Jackson played LeBron, I thought that was a fun moment because LeBron has been in the league, I think, for longer than Gigi Jackson's been alive.
Yep.
So,
Bull goes to the bench.
Shout out to all of you guys in the chat right now. Amelia, Xavier says so much movement, offense, and defense. ... Frank put it together. Let's hope you're right. Schoberg or S. Schoberg Studio. Love the watch along. Why do we have to flirt with to get these for every game of the play? Who do we have to flirt with to get these for every game of the playoffs?
Look, I think as long as we're not on site for the game doing a watch party, and maybe if we are, I think we're going to do these. I think people have enjoyed them, so we'll keep doing them.
I think that there's a way we can do it at watch parties. It is a lot technically, and also just getting everything together as well.
That just sounds like a producer that doesn't want to put in the extra.
What do you mean? Trust me, that ain't me, buddy. We're here right now, aren't we?
You want these more? Hit the
that
damn like button.
Tell your friends to jump in here. Steve, you in here. Eric's still in here. Prescott Mark is in here. Ernesto is in here. Kev, of course. Chris, of course. Alyssa, Whitson. No, I can't say hi to Whitson. Said, hope the Suns get in the play-in and get their shit smacked.
Hi, taking
my high back.
I'm not going to take my high. Thanks for the view.
Unless you hit the like button, then that all will be forgiven. But yeah, I think that every opportunity that we can, and if we can do it for a remote show as well, that we could do that. We're going to be doing these because it's a good time coming here, hanging out, watching along, and it's also been a place to where if the games haven't been going well, it almost seems like it gets more popular because people want a little like session to vent instead of actually watch the disgustingness. That or it's
other team just wanting to drink up our pain. Nice book, big steal by Devin.
You would think that, and he hits it with the midi.
Oh, he's hitting that corner midi.
That corner
Look
midi.
out!
Nothing but net. Purest of swishes.
That's when Book's feeling it in a way. So.
I'll give these things credit though. Usually it's mostly Suns fans. It's the Suns fans that show up. Drew Eubanks just got put in the fucking blender.
Per usual.
Yeah, Nasri looking like Hakeem Olajuwon with Drew Eubanks on him. Chaz in here. What's up, MCG Blue? Of course. Christopher says, give me a shout out. Shout out to you for being here, Christopher. I know you already hit that like button. Because I know you like that, Christopher.
Okay. I need
a nap?
No, it's these damn lights. They get me. I need a Carl
lights
Anthony,
make you tired?
I need a Carl Anthony Towns block.
Oh,
they make
for
my eyes water, which leads to me yawning, and I don't know why. So that's okay. Just a peek behind the curtain. But.
We'll turn the lights off for halftime. We will take a break at halftime, guys. Make sure you stick around, though. We'll have some nice music underneath, and you can just hang out with us for the second half. 57-40, Suns lead. 4 minutes just hit the clock in the second half. Like we said, hit that like button. Make sure you stick around for post-game.
We're not in the future. It's second quarter.
Second quarter, my bad. I wish we were in the future. Actually, no, I'm enjoying the present right now. I'm enjoying the present.
Book. How very
that was a tough
hit the book
shot.
Pose.
The way he fell scared me, but he got up smiling. That's a tough shot, man.
Devin Armani Booker.
Oh, man. Everybody loving Book in the chat right now.
Oh,
and good
Brad.
defense. Good freaking defense, man. This team showed up.
Whoa!
This is the Suns that we have wanted to see.
The big ball three. All right, look at this.
Hey, on a funny note, somebody said that Eric said the Wolf in the center court looks stoned. Naz Reid hits a three, but look at the center court Wolf next time they go over, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Now they're not going to show it. Damn, what's going on here? A little timeout? Yeah, a little timeout. Whew, okay, some tough shots from Book, from Durant. from Beal. Good defense as well. I mean, this shot against Naz Reid was crazy. Over a 7-footer.
Hitting the book post.
No call, but there should have been a call.
Lakers up 44-31, 8 minutes to go in the second quarter in that game, as the Pelicans miss another three-pointer there. So
this Denver
still
game,
looking
man.
good.
Denver's only up only up 3. It's back and forth with Memphis right now.
You know what they're going to say in Denver. We did it on purpose.
We wanted to play the Suns
in the first round.
We're not scared of the Suns. Even though they've beaten us multiple times this year, we're not scared of the Suns.
We beat them last year.
Yeah, we beat them last year when Terrence Ross was getting rotation minutes.
They're terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter.
MCG Blues pointing out Beal jawing at the Wolves coaches too. I like this, obviously. I mean, why would I not? I like this version of Brad. He's always been one of the more vocal ones and post-game stuff and been very real and saying we need to get better, we need to do this, we need to do that. Even his first game back, he was like, it wasn't that great. But it really felt like we actually saw him, like somebody said, come out of his shell after last game. I mean, it's time.
He just, I think, and you brought it up, Isaiah Thomas had said to him, we need that Wizards Beal. And I feel like he decided, okay, I can still set guys up, but I need to find my moments to be that guy. And he's been that guy the last 2 games, and they're going to need that in the playoffs because last year, and that's a big part why you wound up getting him, last year, you did not have that. You had Devin and Kevin going out of their minds and no third option in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, campaign.
And you had Chris Paul
injured.
Look, this is why you get him.
Yeah.
Everybody said the offense is going to be the catalyst, right? We haven't seen that a lot at times this year. That's what it's going to have to be in the playoffs. It's going to be like it's our big 3 versus whatever you got on that side of the court.
Yeah.
If you think you can outscore us, good luck. Let's go.
I think something really cool with the last 2 games with Brad Beal is the Kings game. He turned it on late, right? Like when you needed it most, he turned it on that second half and in that fourth quarter, defensive wise, offensively as well. In this game, he's turned it on in the beginning of the game. So I think that him knowing when he needs to be his best self, whether if it's right off the bat, look at this little scuffle between Beal and Edwards.
Good.
Oh, now I really want these teams to play in the playoffs, man. Yeah, whole bench is clear. Oh, hold up. Bench is clearing.
I need to know
PTSD.
What was said though? Did he shoot off his mouth? Did Ant?
Oh, probably both. Ant's been complaining a lot.
Still going at it. Come on, young gun. Let's see what you got.
Oh, I love it. Give Brad more motivation.
I want these guys one-on-one on the offensive end down here. Give me the switch and let Brad cook him.
I don't think he's guarding Brad.
No, that's why I said I want the switch. He's guarding KD. But...
Yeah. Man. Dude, but the thing with Brad is, deep 3 from
deep. Oh,
I was ready.
Drew Eubanks.
Wow.
You Drew you.
Did they just call it?
Oh, did they call an offense? Oh, screw you, Drew.
How many offensive fouls have been in this game?
Yeah, it's been bad.
At least 5.
On both sides.
Yeah, at least 5. With Beal turning on the beginning of this game, end of last game, he's kind of been able to put his foot on the other team's neck in the right spot when he's needed to, and he hasn't been forcing anything. He's been thriving in his moment. See the stoned wolf there in the middle?
Yeah, it looks like KD.
Tie game, Lakers and Pelicans, by the way.
No, it's not. It's Lakers.
So the broadcast is wrong. Oh, I can't read. I'm wrong.
33.
Did that say 53-53 for a second, or am I just tripping?
53-33.
Maybe I'm like the wolf right
Lakers are up 20. Yeah, you're high as shit right now, apparently.
No, this would be a completely different broadcast.
Brought to you by OG.
Hey, listen, if we do live watch-alongs all next season, I might have to do that. Because our friends at OGs are such good. And by the way, OKC
Saul over
up
here
40.
Shouting Lakers up 20. Go look at that Denver score, though. I don't like that either.
Yeah, Denver only up 3.
It's too close for comfort there. I want this Minnesota team.
Yeah, this Minnesota team does not look ready for the Suns in this moment. At least right now.
Is Flex right? Does this team just and I get it. They've been really good against Minnesota this year, so
but Minnesota's a good team. They lock in against good teams.
Do they have a switch And if so, I don't think I'll be excited, but are people going to be frustrated because they did not see it all year?
I think people listen. I think if you get to the playoffs and they turn it on and they're just incredible and it's like, where has this been all season? That feeling would be lost in about 30 to 45 seconds. Oh, Jesus.
Grayson put Cat on skates, but Gobert blocked the shit out of him.
Also, John Grubb in the chat said he saw 53-53 for a second too. So thank you.
No, it's because we all, as Suns fans, have PTSD, and we want to assume the worst is about to happen.
Collective PTSD.
It's like the Bernstein thing. You guys are going to see it the way you want to see it.
Definitely.
18 first-half turnovers for the Wolves.
Good defense by the Suns. Drew Eubanks in the middle.
Oh my God. Why?
Gosh. See, what I'm saying when I said earlier, hey, let there 3. We'll take
Grayson, Allen, Suns up 20.
Overall, though, Thad would have taken that shot. That's all I'm saying. MCG Blue with a great point in the chat says the diehard Discord is on point right now too. As always, become a diehard if you can. Everyone get access to the Discord, access to Gerald's articles, and come to all the live events. Absolutely. We just had a watch party out at Wild Horse Pass for the Kings game. That was incredible. Short notice. So many people showed up. And the diehard Discord, there's a lot of discourse on Twitter right now.
Stop passing it to Drew Eubanks.
The problem is he's open.
Yeah, for a reason.
I know. That's the problem.
The Minnesota Timberwolves understand that Drew Eubanks is not going to hurt them.
Yeah.
I get it. The Suns are up friggin' 17 here. I shouldn't lose my mind, but that just is frustrating to me.
Yeah, and so if you want to have really good conversations for the postseason, play-in, playoffs, whatever it is, join the diehard Discord, become a diehard. We have all the other sports too. We have football, we have baseball, and we still have the Coyotes Discord going strong right now. We still have it right now, okay?
Yeah, there is a certain owner in this town that can kiss my backside, all right?
He doesn't even deserve that.
No, I mean... Anyways, I'll share my Coyotes thoughts when it's official.
Yeah.
And, with everybody, but
Amelia with the point in the chat says, I think Beal is the switch.
I think that's fair. I mean, Beal, but that's the thing. I mean, did it just take him figuring out and finding himself? Was this a scheme thing that they had to change? Like, there's all sorts of questions.
I mean, I don't really care how they found it. I'm not trying to describe what you're saying because you're right. But as long as he found it, that's the only important thing. And from what we've seen the last couple of games, it seems like he's found it. At least his bounce and his energy. Will it always translate to his performance today? Maybe not, but I like his chances when he plays with the energy that he did. 40 seconds left to go in the half here. Another foul call.
This is where it gets tough because it's 15 now. They're gonna go to the line because the Suns are over the limit, and they can make it 13. And it's those little runs that happen at the end of a quarter that give teams hope and make it a little easier when they come back out in the second half to cut it down to single digits. Although the Timberwolves missing free throws, so that goes a long way.
Bradley Beal clapping really loud towards the T-Wolves bench.
Okay, so I keep seeing this NBA math soup. For 4th to 8th graders. Hey, Gerald, should I take this NBA math hoops course to try to get better?
Honestly, 4th to 8th grade.
He said, yeah.
Level probably is where we're at. We have some questions in the chat. First of all, Brian, hello, says, if we win, the Lakers win, do we get the Wolves first round? And then Cesar in the chat says, who do the Suns end up playing if they end in 6th? So it is up in the air, but if you want to end up playing the Timberwolves in the first round, the Lakers have to beat the Pels, the Suns have to beat the Wolves, and then the Thunder have to beat the Mavs. They're up by 40 right now, and now it's a 12-point game. This is what you're saying. Can't let them make a run right now. Oh, and hands are in the air.
Are they going at it again here?
I don't know.
Technical. What is
Beal doesn't look hype.
Lose your composure. You're only up 12 now.
Yeah,
they're on. I believe that's a 9-0 run there. They called that on Brad?
I don't know who they called it on, but Anthony Edwards got hyped. So in order for them to play the Timberwolves, the Nuggets have to beat the Grizzlies. That's a close one right now. Thunder and Lakers have to beat the Mavs and the Pelicans. And, of course, the Suns have to win this game. If that doesn't happen, it's a very good chance that they end up playing Denver as the 6th seed. So, but anything is possible except for I think the Thunder, because the Thunder are going to win no matter what.
11-point game.
Yeah, 11-point game, 25 seconds left.
And Minnesota's going to get another shot here before the end of the half.
I mean, this is what we're saying. You can't let them go on a run, but it's the playoffs. Teams are going to go on runs. Like, you are going to have to quell that, and you're going to have to stop the bleeding and score like Grayson Allen just did right there. I love that from Grayson. He looks good.
That's good aggressiveness. Play good defense. Don't give him an easy bucket here. I mean, that's what this needs to come down to. I really don't like that matchup, but they called the offensive foul.
Another offensive foul. Wow.
So Suns are going to get another shot here to push it to 15 or 16. And if you're able to do that, you stem the tide, you come back a little bit. I feel a little bit better here because
if you can hit a 3 here,
like that's keeps them in check. Giving a team like Minnesota confidence in this is not what you want to do. You want them to just buy into that narrative that the Suns own their kind of have their number. Nothing happens.
Yeah.
They can't get that shot off before half. So here we go. It's a good
close.
first half.
It's a close game. They're up by 20 at one point. Now they're up 13. But overall, good ball movement, good defense, great shot making from the big three, led by Bradley Beal. It wasn't a perfect first half, but it was certainly a really good one, especially with 18 from Brad and shooting 55% from the field, 56% from three.
I say near perfect first quarter.
Yes.
Struggled a little bit in the back half of that second quarter. You're going to have to find your rhythm and hopefully start the way you started this game. But good news is the Lakers up 23 against New Orleans with 4 minutes to go in that first quarter. So hold serve in this game. Hope the Lakers do the same, and you are the 6th seed. It's that simple, and we will be back after halftime to watch the second half with you and find out what the fate of your Phoenix Suns is. We are back. It's the PHNX Suns Watchalong. Suns leading 66-53, a 13-point lead in Minnesota. The Lakers leading as well in New Orleans. At the half, things are lining up for the Phoenix Suns. If they want the 6th seed, it's simple. Lakers got to win. Suns got to win. Otherwise, Suns are the 7th seed. So let's lock in and see what will happen here in the second half. Brad Beal, 18 points in that first half. Devin Booker, 12. Grayson Allen, 12. Kevin Durant, 10. And Jusuf Nurkic, 4 points, 5 assists, 4 steals, as the Suns forced 19 turnovers in that first half.
According to some non-reliable sources and the halftime show, that might be an NBA record. Might be. We don't know.
We shall see.
We don't know.
It's an impressive feat, nonetheless, forcing 19 turnovers. But the fact that you're only up 13, well, you shot as well as you did and you forced that many turnovers, you're going to have a good second half.
Oh, yeah.
Minnesota's played well outside of the turnovers. So if they limit them in the second half, things can get close quick.
This game has not been lopsided to the point of no return.
No, not at all.
It's very, very possible for the Timberwolves to get back into it, and they showed it. They made a little bit of a run at the end of the first half, and it was a 20-point game. They cut it to 12. Now it's back to 13. But, I mean, we'll see. This T-Wolves team they are a good team.
One thing that worries me is the fact that wow, Nurk with the nice.
Is that 5 steals?
Away.
He might get a 5x5 tonight.
Either that was a block or a steal. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Either way.
Yeah. I want to see them. Oh, KD. Oh God.
He
turned back the clock until he lost.
And then the clock
ball.
turned back on him.
Like, oops.
Yeah, that was disgusting. And then a foul on Book. You don't want to see that.
That's the thing. You can't get sloppy. You played such a clean first half that you can't allow yourself to fall into bad habits, to get in foul trouble. We already know that Nurk has had foul issues. Thad Young has had foul issues. You need you can't afford to just to get any more of those and put anybody else in an issue. Now it's a 10-point game.
That looks like a 2.
Mike Conley connects from deep.
That looks like a 2, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I saw 53 and 33 is the same thing earlier. Yeah. So shout out to our friends at OGs. 15 points for Mike Conley, not a bad game.
I don't like that shot.
No.
The ball was moving so well in that first half. Why is that the first look you take there?
I don't know.
Not a fan of it.
They cannot be Jekyll and Hyde in this game. They just can't. The vibes will go too low. It's only a 10-point game right now. Like, you can't let them get the momentum and get back in this, and that's how you do it.
And one.
Beautiful. He is very timely. He is.
Yeah, and he's locked in too.
Definitely.
He's been figuring out ways to kind of cut in there and get that, and that's just nice. He knew they needed it, and he got 3 the hard way here.
Shout out to all of you guys who are in here right now with us. 100 and I believe 120 of you in here right now. So make sure you guys hit that like button. And no, it is not time to hit the panic button. Okay.
No.
The calm down. No panic button.
It's still the third quarter.
Yeah, it's still yeah. We'll wait to hit the panic button. All right.
13. If you just play even basketball the rest of the way, you win by 13.
Dude, is that another steal by Nurk?
Oh. Okay. Can we call a timeout so Katie can wipe his hands off? What is going on?
My man had butterfingers at halftime.
There's the ball movement. Open man. Oh,
that
he should
was
have
a foul.
There we go. They called it.
Yeah.
Conley smacking Book as he got around him there.
All right. Stop the run. Stop the bleeding.
I mean,
they cut it to 10, get it back up to 15 or 20.
It looks like this quarter may wind up being a Book quarter where he's the guy that's going to take it. Although Brad putting Gobert on skates. I mean, look, give me Brad
with the shrug.
Give me Brad with that Gobert or Cat matchup, and he's going to put him on skates every time. Suns 28 points off of turnovers. The Timberwolves 3 so far in this game.
He's been real good. Real good. You really love to see it, man. Like for a guy like him who's been so vocal this whole season, who's gone through so much, is playing on a winning team for the first time in a long time, you like to see him finding his stride at the right moment. I was going to shoot that. And he makes it.
Ball movement leading to that KD 3. See, that's what you want to see. That ball whipping around and KD getting a good look and putting him in a position to succeed there. So
74-56 looks like Suns are bending, not breaking, and that's what you need to do in the playoffs. I call another foul on Nurk.
Was that his third?
Yeah. Called a foul on Nurk.
It's his third, I think.
It might be his fourth.
Is it?
And let me check that.
I can pull it up here.
That might be his fourth. Yeah, it's his fourth.
So that's where it gets problematic because Thad Young came in. He has one, so he could come back in. Do you want to ride, Drew Eubanks as your center for, the bigger part of the third quarter here? I don't, but I think that's what you're going to wind up doing unless you go small, because it doesn't look like Thad's the guy checking in. It actually looks like they might be going small here.
Oh, and a missed free throw. You like that? Yep, fourth foul. I was waiting for that to update. It was fourth foul. So you gotta adjust. I mean, this was a concern for the postseason as well. Is what are you gonna do if Jusuf Nurkic can't play? Whether the matchup dictates it or whether the fouls dictate it.
They did.
What are you gonna do?
Eubanks. Nurk had gone off the court before the first free throw, but they couldn't check Nurk or Eubanks in. So they bring Eubanks in at that spot. See, and that's where it gets different. Book Drives expects one thing from his big. Oh, Brad Beal.
But it's Brad's time.
Book Drives expects one thing from his big, but Eubanks doesn't do it or isn't in the rhythm, and you get an ugly pass. Luckily, Brad Beal bails him out, and they're up 19 now.
You really love to see it with Brad. I know we're kind of not beating a dead horse completely here because you haven't seen it all season, but him being himself changes everything. It changes everything.
Can we talk about that turn of phrase?
What?
Beating a dead horse? It's so odd. And why? I mean, I get it to get the point across, but have we not come up with anything better since horses aren't like
should we workshop something right now?
I feel like it's just it's outdated. It's cruel. I mean,
you're right. It's one of those phrases where like you're so used to it, and then you say it and you think about it, and you're like, oh.
I mean, is there a bad NBA team that you could just say stop beating a dead NBA team?
Stop beating a dead wizard.
Yeah.
Stop beating a dead hornet.
Yeah, it's over. Enough.
A lot of people are saying that Nurk has to be smarter with his fouls.
Oh, 100%. But see, this is the problem.
Oh, yuck.
Drew Eubanks just is not good.
Yuck.
Rudy Gobert turned back the clock with Mike Conley there.
Buddy.
That was prime Utah right there for both those guys.
Prime Utah. Dude, that was disgusting. I hate to say it. That was disgusting.
I mean, Drew Eubanks got put on one hell of a nasty poster there.
I mean, I would say that wouldn't happen to Thad Young, but it kind of did happen to Thad. It kind of did happen to Thad Young earlier. So,
but he's not a net negative on the offensive end. Right?
Correct. You're right.
So if you're in there because, you're a rim protector and you got Rudy Gobert making you look like a fool, maybe it's time to consider Thad getting the minutes.
Yeah.
KD with the turnover, and see the turnovers are going to even out. And luckily, no basket on that play, but there was a foul. Luckily, Minnesota's going to have to take advantage of them when they get the turnovers. The Suns still have a dominant lead in points off of turnovers, but man, just play smart. Like, it's easy to lose focus when you go up big, but just play smart. And they're still up 16, but sloppy Suns are the worst Suns, and we can't let them get to that point.
No, again, this game is still within reach. It always will be as long as there's a decent amount of time on the clock, because we've seen this team give up, like against the Clippers. Like, we've seen this team go down 30 in the matter of minutes. So it's only a 13-point game right now. And that's not a bad thing. It
beats the alternative.
Correct. But it's just kind of still worrying that this team can give up a run. But I'm not there yet. I'm just not there yet. I'm enjoying this. This has been a really good game. And if you look at some bright sides, the Timberwolves have had a way favorable whistle tonight, and the Suns have still been able to hold on.
Nice look by Beal, and Book with the 3. Look, the offense has been clicking. It's been exactly what you'd hope, and I love that Beal is taking advantage of the mismatch when Cat's guarding him, taking him off the dribble, and he's either shooting or he's finding his guys open. And, you know, that's such a thing that this offense needs, right? Especially in this kind of a game. I mean, he's got 2 guys on him and doesn't hit the midi, but putting pressure on them. And that, we talked about gravity all season, right? But if he starts pulling defenders in that, and you've got Katie and Book out there at the same time, the ball's going to find the open man, and that's good, unless it's Drew Eubanks.
Well, that's what we talked about in the offseason. I know I wasn't here, but obviously we're having the same conversation surrounding the Suns, which was, how will teams be able to guard them if all 3 are on at the same time? Because if it's a pick your poison, but all the poison can kill you, you don't really have a choice. Yeah. And that is what we're seeing when Brad Beal turns it on, and he is. And back to the Eubanks point, Nate in the chat says, I'm reading into things a lot, but I think the body language suggests that Eubanks ain't popular on the team either. He says, have y'all seen anything? Now, no definite reports or anything like that, but we all watch the same games, and I've noticed, and I think Espo's noticed, I think all of us have noticed, guys aren't looking at Eubanks that much. And I don't know if it's a personal thing, but I think it's more of you get put in a situation to play with somebody that you don't trust over and over and over and over again, that when you keep playing with them, you can't help but let that show.
Yeah, it's trust. I mean, we have it in this business. When you don't do a lot of shows or sit next to somebody and talk with them a lot, there's not the same level of trust.
No.
You don't say certain things. You don't know the way that somebody's rhythm is or their cadence, so you step on what they're saying, trying to say something. Like, a lot of things in life, especially basketball, are about that rhythm. It's about that trust. It's about the knowing you're there and you're going to do what's needed, right? And I don't think that, based on what we've seen, that they believe that that Eubanks can, on all levels, can do that. I believe that Frank believes he can. I just don't know that the guys on the court feel that way. By the way, 81-57 in New Orleans.
Wow.
Lakers leading with 9:40 to go in the third.
Denver, Memphis. Denver up 72-56.
Okay, so
control this game, focus on this game, win this game. So far, everything else is looking good. It's the NBA, anything can happen, but we have a ton of blowouts today. Sacramento beating the brakes off of Portland by 30. OKC up 92-47. Memphis down 74-56, and the Lakers up 83-57. Lots of blowouts.
But that's okay. We talked about it and how exciting this is.
Now you start looking at things.
That's not what the NBA wants.
No,
but,
but going into this game, you still had hype.
But I mean, there's still intrigue here because we know anything can happen for sure. Wow, friend of the program, friend of mine, Dan Siekman retiring after this season. I didn't realize this was Dan's final game.
Shout out, Dan.
Congratulations, Dan's the VP of broadcast. Worked with my dear friend and mentor Bob Adlock over there. So Dan, congratulations on 27 years in that seat for the Suns. It'll be interesting to see who they turn to next year to run these broadcasts.
I heard Drew Eubanks is going to be looking for a job.
Yeah, he'll be playing for the Phoenix Shazam of the NBA G League.
Yeah, he'll be opting into his contract. That's for sure. Shout out to all of you guys in the chat. 169, nice of you watching right now, including Kill P. I hope I pronounced that right. They said they in playoff mode. Beal is one of the keys to success. He tries to fit in too much, which hurts the team. Beal needs to take his shot, and they can be super powerful. You're right. 100% right.
You need Killer B. Oh.
Drew Eubanks almost grab a rebound challenge. Nobody's better than him.
Drew taps it like nobody else.
True. You know, he might opt out of his Drew might opt out of his contract and become a professional volleyball player.
Fun fact, former son, Chase Budinger,
was a volleyball player.
Became a pro volleyball player after being with the Suns.
He had mad hops. Was he in a dunk contest?
Yes, he was.
With the Bucks?
No, he was a member of the Rockets, I believe.
Rockets? Okay.
No, Minnesota.
Minnesota. Okay.
Was it? Now you got me questioning.
I'll look it up.
Now you got me questioning. Maybe it was the Rockets.
That's why you come here to these watch-alongs. Make sure you hit that like button.
All I know is he had an unmemorable few weeks with the Phoenix Suns on a 10-day, I believe, at the end of a year. So
he's a part of the World Dunking Association.
What the hell is the World Dunking Association?
I'm not sure, but I'm getting a Caitlin Clark ad on this video. I'm trying to figure out what jersey Chase Budinger was wearing, and I'm so hyped for the W season.
Well, he wore a throwback Suns jersey in a dunk contest.
Rockets.
So it was the Rockets.
Yeah, he was on the Rockets.
Thank you. I knew I had some faint memory of.
He had like the white man can't jump fit on. Dude, I remember this. He only had 6 dunks in the season before he went on the dunk contest.
Dude had hops.
He was crazy.
Oh, so Gobert at the line. Suns up 13.
Another and one.
Now, so Gobert at his age still finished second in rebounds, averaging 13 a game.
You know, he's going to be a Hall of Famer without a doubt. Surefire.
It's weird though. Like his game just does not fit the current NBA, and yet,
but he's the best at it.
So good at paint, blocks, and being able to rebound that you kind of overlook it in a lot of ways. I know he has 15 tonight, but he's
no bag.
And he's definitely a defensive and rebounding guy. Thad Young in the game.
There you go.
Book missing. Book in his own board.
Good follow.
And gets fouled.
I'm loving the bounce from him. Mentioned at the beginning of the watch along. Thank you to all of you who've been here from the beginning. That's awesome. But he is playing like he didn't just have an injury scare last game.
Yeah.
And that's massive because I remember when he went down, it was injury scare for a reason. It didn't look great, didn't look horrific, but didn't look great. And now he's playing with that same type of bounce he had when he was putting up massive amounts of points against New Orleans. And that was the best that he looked all season. So if Beal is looking his best all season, Book has that same bounce, and KD, they're showing right now, KD and Book are top 6 in scoring right next to each other, about 27 points per game. I mean, this team has so many options, and you're seeing it right now with Minnesota. Great team, but when it comes down to offense, who's their number 2 option? Karl-Anthony Towns? Well, he just came back from injury. Who's their number 3 option? Mike Conley?
I think it's some combination of
there
Conley
we go, Thad? Oh my God, you're kidding me.
Challenge it. Give us the jump ball there.
These refs, man. The NBA made a call and said, we need one of these games to be close. So let's make it this one. What is he supposed to do?
Yeah. If the foul's there, it's on KD before he ever gets to Thad.
What is he supposed to do?
Yeah.
That's great defense.
And that's not a knock on KD there. It's just that was the contact.
If there was a foul and no challenge on the play. 81-67, 4:57 left to go. Karl-Anthony Towns is releasing his free throw right now. If you want to sync up your TV with us.
This quarter offensively has been abysmal from both teams. As good as they shot in the first half, the Suns are shooting 38% in this quarter to the Timberwolves 36%.
Looking like that whole game from last week.
Yeah, it's a little rough there. So,
but if the Suns can prove, coming into the season, it was all their offense. If they can prove to win tough defensive battles, that bodes well for the playoffs because there will just be nights where your shot does not fall.
Yeah. Timberwolves advantage at the free throw line. It's been that way all night, but in particular this quarter, they have 9 free throws to the Suns 3.
Whew, Book taking some really tough shots, man.
Yeah, things have gotten a little. They've kind of grinded to a halt.
Yeah.
In terms of this, I don't know if it's Minnesota defensive adjustments. It looks like the Suns are just missing some of those tougher shots they were hitting in the first half. But there you go.
Uh-oh.
It's now
Single
under
digits.
10. It's 81-72. Karl Anthony Towns connecting. You don't want him to get hot. That can change things quick.
It's tough. Grayson Allen guarding him. He can get a shot off over him anytime he wants.
I mean, that's the size issue here. And it hasn't bit him in the ass a lot against this team, but that's always the possibility. 91-59 in New Orleans. Lakers leading right now midway through that third quarter. So that is holding well, obviously. A 33-point lead there for the Lakers. So
80-58 Denver over Memphis right now with 5:40 left to go in the third. So that's holding up too.
Oh my gosh. That's what it's going to come down to.
Guess the OKC Dallas score.
OKC 115, Dallas 73.
OKC 104, Dallas 51.
Wow. I mean, Dallas is playing next to
almost
nobody.
the fourth quarter, and they have 51
Dallas
points.
is playing next to nobody. And
I know,
OKC
but still.
is playing their starters, or were playing their starters.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Sacramento's
if I'm
up
OKC,
40.
I'm not playing my starters anymore because I'm likely the 1 seed in the West. So.
Yeah, let me check that game cast. Oh, yeah.
Have they gone
Gordon
deep on the
Hayward and
bench?
Bismack Biyombo are playing.
All right.
So, yeah.
Which, about 5 years ago might have been not that bad.
No.
Were they on the Hornets together, or was that before Gordon was there?
Yeah, I think Busy was there before. I'm pretty sure. Busy's
Not
everywhere,
that
though.
far, so.
You ever heard of AJ Lawson?
No, but I'm guessing he's played major minutes for the Mavs tonight.
He's 8 points, 4 of 12 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3 for the Mavericks tonight.
There you go.
So
There you go.
AJ Lawson, man, get your shots up while you can. Whew, some of these plus minuses. There's a minus 41
Yeah, still stupid.
for Josh Green. Representative of the game, though.
Yeah. That game,
You know what's funny is I
think-
actually
okay.
don't like plus minus that much. I just think it's a funny shtick.
I think in a game like that, it is representative because
Yeah.
everybody on one side is hot garbage and everybody on the other side isn't. So yeah, it can be representative in a blowout, but in some of these games, it's just a waste of my ever-loving time. So
Some people in the chat, actually a lot of people, are wondering where Bol is.
yeah, it hasn't come in the second half here. Maybe he gets some of that run in the beginning of a fourth or end of the third when maybe a Brad goes to the bench because he's getting some of those EG minutes. So maybe when Book or Brad go to the bench, we'll see him come in. But yeah, we've yet to see him. And I don't know. Sometimes like we talked about in the first half, I think sometimes they go away from him because they don't feel they can trust him defensively. And in this game, especially with the way this third's been going, you can't afford to give up anything. By the way,
but when your offense is out.
They changed one of those threes Minnesota had to a 2.
I
so
swear it
it's a
was the
10-point
Mike Conley
game.
one. The Mike Conley one at the beginning of the quarter, it looked like a 2.
So 10-point game.
I get it with Bull. And right now you've got Book, Grayson, Royce, Katie, and Thad out there. But I feel like their defense has been struggling this quarter to get like where they want to be. It hasn't been terrible, but I mean, Minnesota's come back in this game and now they have a chance to cut it to single digits again. Bull's the type of guy that can give you a 5-point swing. And a game like this, where you're coming down to it, 3:45 left to go in the third, you're up 81-71. A 5-point swing is not something to be sniffed at.
Well,
I think Brad is getting ready to check back in.
Look, they're going to wind up putting one of KD and Book on the bench to give them rest at the beginning of the fourth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe at the end here. Maybe that's where you get a few Bull minutes where he gets an opportunity. But look, they're in playoff rotation right now. They're gonna play the big three. Like, it would not shock me if they wind up at 43 to 45 minutes in this game, if not more, just out of necessity, because you know what's on the line, and you know what, there's no time for rest now. It's
and with the Pelicans losing, like if they are checking scores, They know that they need to win, and if they win, they control their own destiny. Now, they might not be able to control who they play, but if they win this game, it looks like they will play this team. And from everything that we've seen, this is a good matchup. Shout out to all of you guys in the chat. 188 of you in here right now. Some of you just jumping in here as we reach our 100th minute streamed. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. There will be a post-game show after this. Saul, Lindsey, Gerald will be over here with Espo. I'll be behind the Mac. Shout out to all of you still here. Girth Jr., Nate Dunn, MCG Blue. Steve is in here as well. Says, is anybody else worried? Are you worried?
No. What I don't like, though, is obviously the rotations have got not like who's in and who's out, but more the actual offensive plays here have gotten a little bit they've broken down a little bit. And you saw in that last one before they got bailed out by the foul, Booker was yelling at teammates, pointing to try to get them to move when he was caught with his dribble picked up there. So I don't think the offense is running as smooth. Another offensive foul. I think that's the second or third on Cat offensively tonight, just dropping that shoulder a lot. And that's
He's
the
saying
second
no
time
way.
against KD. He's saying review it. I hate that. We've gone from the not me, couldn't have been me shrug to every guy spinning that finger going, review it every time. It's like, no, 2/3 of the time at least, it's an actual foul.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a habit almost with all of them, which is unfortunate, but it's just a game today. 83-71, 2:45, just about to hit the clock in the third quarter remaining. It's getting chippy out there. Oh, how did he find that?
How did he get it to him? Nice, Thad.
Wow, that's a great play.
91-65 in the Lakers game with 5:45 to go. For those of you scoring at home or alone, one of my favorite Sports Center catchphrases.
Yeah. You got any other ones?
I mean, anything that, God, any of the 90s ones were great. I mean,
Sports Center's fallen off.
Stuart Scott was spectacular. Well, yeah, because, I mean, you weren't alive during the Golden Age, but we didn't know what was going on in these games.
Yeah.
So Keith Olbermann and Dan Patrick and, Stuart Scott, that was when we found out what was going on. We wouldn't know what was going on in a Lakers-Pelicans game unless they showed it on the screen or you watched Sports Center back in the day. Now we're all watching it while we're watching another game.
Yeah,
so,
you got like 18 different games on now.
That was the fun of it. Catchphrases were a little bit of everything back then. That was my dream job when I was a kid.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can see it.
Now that and radio.
You've basically made it there. You've basically done it.
Now we got an argument between the refs here.
Woohoo, ref show.
As to whether Minnesota touched the ball or not, if it was a backcourt violation.
Man.
And they called it.
Shocker, they side with Minnesota.
Yeah,
what a surprise.
Called it not a backcourt. They had said it was tipped and then overruled. So it's Minnesota's ball, 85-72 Suns, 2:13 here if you want to sync up.
Will in the chat says, don't get why we use KD almost like a spot-up shooter for a quarter. Then he doesn't have a shooting rhythm when we need him to stop Minnesota runs. I think he's played so much and you run the offense through him so much, there's just some possessions where he can't be everything.
Well, and I'm sorry, but if you have 3 stars like this, not all of them can be the focal point every time down the court.
And right now, Book and Beal both have 22 as well. So it's not like KD's your sole source of offense.
I mean, early in the year, sure, when the other 2 guys were hurt and you saw some weird things, where KD in this offense didn't always wind up being in a prime position. But yeah, it's a byproduct. One of these 3 is going to be in that position and hoping the gravity of the other 2 get you a good look. Like it's just the reality of the way this is going to play out. And to your point, you look at how many games and minutes KD has played, like you can't run every possession through him.
And it's by far and away, it's the most he's played pre-major injuries. By a long shot. It's been that way since like that stretch where KD was kind of struggling post All-Star break. That was when he passed more games played and minutes played than his last full season before all of his injuries. And
KD heads to the bench to get a breather with 150 left. And
Bull's
there's
in.
Bull.
So you got Bull, Royce O'Neal, Thad Young right now, and then I believe Book and Beal are in as well.
This is where you have to hold serve.
Yep.
Because this obviously isn't your A-plus lineup. You got to play good enough defense, which Bull does there and gets the board, and then you got to just put a little pressure on Minnesota. Just don't let him get comfortable here.
It's a good offensive lineup. With Royce being able to shoot, Bull being kind of an X factor, Thad Young being a good passer, and then you got Brad and Book, who self-explanatory. It's too many bad shots from Book this quarter. He's taken some pretty bad contested ones.
A little bit. I also think that's the problem though. This lineup hasn't played together.
Yeah.
So again, not in sync. How you gonna do that? Like, they call a foul on Royce, I assume.
Looks like Thad is complaining.
Was it Thad? They both were.
Now they're zooming in on Royce. That's the one thing I love these watch-alongs. We can't hear the game, so sometimes we miss some things. So chat, if you chat's saying Espo on ESPN.
Oh, I would have been unbelievable back in the day, but now.
What would your catchphrase have been?
Oh, I had a handful that I tried. They used to have a show called Dream Job, which was basically a show on ESPN where it was a reality show, and the winner got an opportunity to host SportsCenter. Like, they became a SportsCenter anchor and ESPN news anchor. So I went there and I made it through the first 2 rounds.
Okay.
One of my catchphrases was sweet glovin'. When a guy would make a hell of a catch out there, I'd get all the way to Al Jaffe, who was the head of basically talent at ESPN, and I had a couple hours to put together a script about, of all things, the Tour de France, and I bombed it in front of that.
Book it in the face again.
Yes, he did. I bombed it in front of the VP of content for ESPN. I was on camera,
growing moment
test in a back room of the place here, and
do you know who won?
Yeah, it was some guy that went on to do ESPN News and the Big 12.
Okay.
Network.
Okay, I was about to say, because it was somebody who didn't do shit. It's like, joke's on you.
Some guy named Zachary Hall, I think.
Zachary Hall. Nate says Espo on First Take would be wild.
That was.
There's an alternate universe.
I was in my very early 20s then too when I did that.
There's an alternate universe where that does happen. Oh, you got to hit that free throw.
I basically get to be on Arizona's version of First Take, where we yell stupid shit at each other.
Pretty much
on a fairly daily basis here.
Yeah. I think you've done good for yourself. I think you've done just fine.
We'll see. There we go. Book hitting the free throw. Suns up 13, and Lakers up 22 with 3 minutes to go in the third there. So
Suns love letting guys walk the ball up the court while it's rolling.
I hate
They
that
love
thing.
that. Here you go, Thad. Hold your ground. That's a tough shot.
Look, Gobert got it, but I don't mind it because Thad contested it. Wasn't afraid to make that contact. What
Nate says, I need y'all to hold hands if this game gets close. I will say there was one time where our hands accidentally brushed up against each other. It's okay.
Let's go.
I mean, it's not.
It's time.
It's time.
It's time.
It's time.
Come on, Brad. Oh, he cooked him.
All right, I need the ball back in Brad's hands in this fourth quarter. He is just on one today.
I believe what I would have said if I was calling that highlight was the Frenchman fried by Bradley Beal there.
Can you do the fourth quarter like you're on a Sports Center?
Oh, we'll see.
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like that's like every kid's dream is to do that type of stuff. Sorry, we just got a copyright.
That was back in the old saxophone days too on SportsCenter. Maybe that's why I love the sexy sax so much. Maybe that's what it is.
MCG Blue says you'll still say ahoy hoy.
I would. So Ant at the line hits the first. So 12-point Suns lead with a second, 1.8 seconds left.
Apparently, all the fans in the arena are howling.
I mean, I don't hate on them. Coyotes fans have done that for 2.5 decades.
Hurts.
Screw you, Alex Morello.
Alex Morello's a piece of trash.
touchdown pass to KD.
You going to shoot it?
Did he get fouled? He didn't even shoot it. He gets the Christian Laettner pass, and he can't even get a shot up.
What the heck?
Well, I don't understand
that. Could have been a good look. That's the type of look that KD takes in transition.
All he had to do was spin and just put it up.
89-78, end of the third quarter right now. So far, so good. In all the games, the Suns need to go right to get that 6th seed and to face the Timberwolves in the first round. Of course, lots of basketball still to play.
Lakers up 25 right now. They just hit a 3. 99-74 with 2:15 to go in the third there.
Denver up 96-77. OKC, don't even need to talk about that one. They're blowing them out. Other games that don't impact the Suns that much. Golden State up 9 on Utah with the 4th just starting there.
Without Draymond and Steph.
Yeah, Sacramento up 42 on Portland with 8:39 left. So
does that mean I didn't look at this? So Lakers at 8 if they win, Kings 9, and Warriors probably still in that 10th spot?
I think if they all win, then it would stay the same, which is Lakers 8, Sacramento 9, Golden State 10. Golden State can lose. They're going to stay at 10 really either way, especially if Sacramento and LA wins.
So
if Sac loses and Golden State wins, but Sac's not going to lose, then Golden State can move up to 9, but there's no way that Sacramento loses that game.
So there could be a real oddity here, right? You're going to have Lakers and Pelicans, if these results hold up, play each other in the play-in game, and Suns, Timberwolves, who are playing right now, play each other in the first round.
Yeah, true. Man, Lakers, Pelicans, there's some history there between those franchises with the AD trade and ending up getting Zion and Brandon Ingram being good for them.
The Chris Paul trade
being vetoed. Yeah, there's a lot of history there. So let's hope that happens, because that means the Suns would win this game. Out of all the games, this is the one that's most up in the air right now. Everything else is more certain, besides Golden State, which is not as important. But 89-78, I mean, my big key for this 4th is get the ball back in Bradley Beal's hands primarily. And I know we had somebody in the comment section saying they don't like seeing KD as a spot-up shooter. I'm not saying just make KD a spot-up shooter, but Bradley Beal has been what makes this team go for the last 7 quarters, and that's important.
I think it's as simple as whoever winds up with the hot hand, ride it. Like, just ride the hot hand. Wow. Philly wound up in the play-in.
Yeah, Philly Heat, Bulls, Hawks again.
Cavs, Magic. We live in a world where the Orlando Magic might make it to the second round of these.
Dude, the Magic are good. Magic are good.
Pacers could easily beat the Bucks.
Ooh, dude, the Knicks. The Knicks getting either the 76ers or the Heat.
I want a good Knicks-Heat matchup.
Yeah.
We have not seen that in the playoffs.
Well, no, Julius Randle's tough.
Like, I want to see that. Yeah, but the Knicks have played well even without Julius Randle.
It's true. They have a very deep team.
And Brunson has just gone otherworldly. Beal with the floater.
I think he's the hot hand.
The other 2 guys aren't out there right now. So this is the time where Brad Beal has to take them. Oh, I take that back. KD is out there right now, but this is the point where you want Brad Beal to operate with only one of the other big 3 out there, and he's 11-17 tonight. He has 4 3-pointers. Hasn't taken one since early though. He was 4-4 in that first quarter. So,
which I don't mind. He's been putting pressure on the paint, and he's been able to get shots off over Gobert, which I know a lot of people make fun of him, myself included.
Oh, nice backdoor cut.
And he lose the ball again. Jeez, that's the 3rd time this game, Katie.
That's one of the times he's had a couple of those where he's driven without really knowing what he was going to do. And that always leads to some rough plays no matter who you are. 99-77, end of the 3rd in New Orleans, Lakers leading. So that's still holding serve there.
We got 200 of you in here watching right now. I know some of you are new. Hit that like button. As we're in this 4th quarter. Suns need to just hold strong, man. And Ernesto's doing his part. Says playing 2K24 and almost blowing the Wolves out there, too. So thank you, Ernesto.
Yeah.
Putting that into the
Ernesto, who's your leading scorer? I didn't even know.
Ernesto, are you going off with Bradley Beal?
KD loses it again.
Another turnover for Kevin Durant. That's not great. And this one leads to a bucket. So 91-80. I mean, listen, Minnesota's going to make a run. They're basically fully healthy. They're at home, and they're playing for something. They are playing for seeding right now. This is not just a meaningless game for them.
Yeah, I mean, they could
There we go,
finish as
Brad.
high as the 1 seed.
Yep.
And it's
As low as the third.
So,
And they can take on a team in the Suns where, like, win or lose this game, the Suns have proven to be a bad matchup. Wow. Grayson Allen and one lefty floater.
Can I get a replay? I have my head down to tell you that KD has now 3 turnovers.
Look at this.
Damn.
Lefty
All right.
floater, bang.
Whatever it takes. Let's do it. Grayson now.
Ernesto says right now it's Grayson Allen with 12 points and 4 threes as his leading scorer. Ernesto putting it out into the universe.
He has 14 points here in the actual game, and he's 2 of 2 for 3.
Ernesto, we need you.
All right. And one complete 94-80, so 14-point lead, just under 10.
Ben, don't break. Man.
I hate rolling the ball up.
Yeah.
I hate it. I think it's so dumb. I don't know why it is so
It makes you
annoying
mad
to me, but
that
it just
much?
is. And they called a foul on KD. He was in a weird spot. It got kind of stuck behind Conley and tried to get the block. It looked cleaner than apparently the refs thought it was, though.
Yeah, these refs, a lot of people in the chat are pointing out the refs have not been great.
He kind of pushed him with his off arm, the left arm there before the right arm contested the shot. So you're looking at KD with 13 points, 5 of 12. Bradley Beal, 11 of 18 with 26 points. Devin Booker, 6 of 15, 23 points. Book with 6 assists, 4 rebounds as well. Beal with 4 rebounds, 2 assists. KD, 3 rebounds, no assists on the game, but 2 steals so far.
An all-around good game. So, I mean, nothing perfect, but still good from everybody. So, keep this up. Don't let it get within single digits on the road. A team can capture momentum like that, and Bradley Beal has been a massive part of it. I want to see him continue to be the initiator for everything.
One thing you can't afford to do is let Minnesota get easy points at the free throw line this game.
Right.
Oh, the silver sniper.
Bang, bang.
Grayson Allen, the bullseye.
And he's coming out of a slump at the right time as well. So that's what you want to see right now. The Suns, I don't know if they've been playing possum. I don't think that they're good enough to just play possum. Ooh.
Go Bear with another monster dunk.
But I do think that there have just been some guys in slumps. And I think that if they can all come out their slumps at the right time, that they have a good chance to beat anybody, anytime.
KD with the pull-up, and he hits it.
There you go.
That's a good look. That's KD. I love when he pulls up for that kind of shot. Oh, okay. Nurk gets the board after that Minnesota miss. You got a chance to push it to 17 or 18.
This is what you want right now. They put it close. You need to step back on it, and Bradley Beal is open for 3. It's time.
Bradley Beal pushes it to a 102-84 victory.
Right.
And the first guy off the bench, Isaiah Thomas.
Should we hit the 3? The 1, 2, 3. That's for you, Flex. That's for you, baby. Look at that. 102-84. Bradley Beal. And you can see Minnesota, and Naz Reid afterwards grabs the ball and slams it against the ground. Like, Minnesota does not have this team's number. And you can tell it frustrates them how well the Suns can play against them basically any time. I remember our first takeover of the year was against Minnesota. And
30-point victory.
The excuse after that was Minnesota's on a back-to-back. Right, but we've also seen through the season that sometimes the team on the back-to-back actually plays better.
Yeah, but Suns didn't have Bradley Beal in that game either.
Exactly, right? So you say, oh, but what about that? Well, every other time that the Suns and Minnesota have played, Phoenix has taken care of business. Rather, not easily, it's never easy, but convincingly, and most of the times. And so you can tell that it's very frustrating for the Timberwolves.
Lakers up 21 with 10:40 to go in New Orleans. So.
Eric says he knows who the big, bright, shining star is. Cesar says huge 3 by Beal. Marco says money. Nate Dunn says they got to go through Gobert offensively, so I literally don't care if he's the only one to score. G Unit says great run. Shout out to all of you, 204 of you in here right now. I know all of you are hitting that like button. If you haven't already, it's staring at you and it's asking you, please, please, please just hit me. Subscribe button as well. Don't make the subscribe button feel left out. And post-game show right after this, too.
I feel like an NFL team. I'm like, mentally, I'm going into prevent defense, looking at both these games and just going, just hold it, right? Just hold it.
Yeah, if Rudy Gobert is the guy that you're letting them run their offense through, like Nate said, like that's fine because they're not going to win this game with Rudy Gobert dunks and post hooks.
The only thing is, don't fall into a trainer.
I was like, who is that?
Don't fall into. It looked like somebody spilled a drink. It was actually
the Jason Kidd method.
Yeah. So, look, just don't fall into a false sense of, okay, we're going to collapse on Rudy and start getting up the easy threes. Yeah, just give him the bucket. Like if you're okay with that, I mean, you can literally. I know it's so simple, but you can just match bucket for bucket and you're going to win by 18 points.
Yeah,
I mean that's the simple reality of it right now. So just play within yourself. Don't lose composure and don't give up easy 3-point looks. And you should be able to continue to push this along.
Lakers up on the Pelicans as well.
17-point lead there.
Let's just make sure everything goes smoothly. That's all we want right now.
I don't know why when they roll the ball like that, players don't just charge them. Like just run right at them.
Yeah.
Is what are the chances a guy's going to actually be able to pick that up if you blitz him like that? Like,
yeah, I mean, I'd like to see it too, just because it'd be fun. All right, let's get a bucket here and push it to 20, and I'll be feeling good. Not perfect, but good.
Grayson Allen.
He's been hitting it tough in the mid-range.
Oh, man. Hawkeye just taking over.
There we go. New nicknames.
I prefer Silver Sniper. But
Silver Sniper is very good. Very good nickname.
Ooh.
I mean, they're going to need some threes here. Mike Conley takes one. Misses, though.
All right, Bradley Beal crashing the board. Suns up 10. Grayson Allen now with 20 points in this.
Good for Grayson, man.
Welcome back to the party, Grayson.
I'm loving it, man. I'm absolutely loving it.
Come on, guys, move.
That book's going to take that.
I know, but I want some movement so he has an option. Nurk with the offensive board.
Brad open? Dude.
Splash!
Dude. It's so time. It is so time. He's been, like, for as good as he is this game and last game, he's been left open, which, again, goes back to the offseason conversation. 32 points for Beal, by the way, 6 of 6 from 3.
Call him the monsoon because he's wet.
Ooh, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. We had the Haboob last year. Now we got the monsoon. Oh, he's open again?
Oh, I thought he was going to.
He is toying with them.
Oh, good look by Kevin. Doesn't fall.
107-84, 617. Okay. Minnesota's feeling the heat, man.
So based on some of the noises over there, I think Lindsay's losing her bet. I can't tell if Saul is cheering because of something going on at the Masters or what's going on in his bet.
It's probably both. See, I know everybody's bets, but there's some long shots.
I don't want any tip off if I get it. I mean, we know what happened with you. I'm going to tell you I lost my bet, but I'm not going to tell you how much I wagered. So this is going to be interesting on the post game to see who won our competition as well, because like the NBA season, it comes down to the last day.
It's not over, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not, because of the way we stack it. So there's opportunity. Lakers up 19 again. They push it to that 103-84 with 9:30 to go in the game. Lakers force a turnover too, so they got a chance to extend it. Anthony Davis with the bucket, 105-84. Lakers up 21. So right now it's going about as well as you could have mapped it out.
So let's just hope
today.
it stays. That's the only thing is this season. I don't know if it's just PTSD. I don't know what it is, but you never know, man. We've
seen a lot of teams make a lot of runs late in games.
Yeah, and I mean, you're playing a good team right now, too.
I mean, to put it in perspective, we saw the Suns come back from 22 down with 8 minutes to go in a game. So nothing is ever settled till that final whistle.
But we're hoping, and we're glad all of you are in here with us. Again, make sure you tune into our post-game show as well. Gerald, Lindsay, and Saul will be here. 210 of you in here right now. We truly appreciate you spending the regular season finale, Espo. We made it to the end of the regular season.
Right here to the playoffs.
It's close. You can taste it.
It's gonna be an interesting week. Either we're spending the week previewing what looks like a Minnesota Suns series, or we're looking at the play-in game on Tuesday, and
really hoping for that series,
the 2-7 matchup, or God forbid they lose the first game, a game on Friday to determine if they make the 8th. But things are looking good so far right now.
Yeah, let's ignore that.
Yeah, but those are the stakes. That's what we're looking at.
It's true. There are very high stakes to this game. Almost all the games going on in the NBA right now have some stakes, despite how many of them are blowouts. What's that Lakers score looking like?
107-86, 8:38 left to go in that game.
We can live with that. We can very much live with that.
We're a few minutes ahead of where the Lakers are. We're at 6:17. They're at 8:31. So when this concludes, there'll probably be about 2 minutes left in that game to figure out what's going to happen. Naz Reid from deep. So again, can't give up threes. It's 107-87. Suns lead midway through the fourth. So now you just got to close it out. And who's going to be the closer? Is it Brad Beal again?
Brad.
Is Grayson Allen going to ride this hot hand? Does Devin or Kevin show up and shut the door? Brad takes the first crack at it and gets to the bucket. Yeah, there we go. So he'll go to the line. Minimal fouls in this fourth. That's the second for Minnesota. Suns have one. So
and have you noticed that Minnesota's offense is stalling out?
I mean, the bonus is not really in play yet. So, but Brad almost had the end one, even with getting hit in the head. He misses it, but he's going to get 2 here at the line.
Let's go, Brad. Brad's having a hell of a game. Hell of a couple
is that 33
quarters.
Now?
Yeah.
9 in the fourth here. Hit both his 3-point attempts, so... 109-86, 7:41 to go in New Orleans. Suns go up by 22 now with 5:44 to go in this game.
I'm making a shining star graphic right now, and I think it's time to put some sunglasses on Bradley Beal. I think he's earned it.
Oh, breakdown on defense there. McDaniels gets the layup. 20-point lead, 5:20.
Sorry, my phone dropped. And now we're doing the whole ball rolling thing.
Yeah, but ours kills clock, right?
You like it when the Suns do it?
No, I find it weird.
Biased.
I find that rule so bizarre. Like, it either saves clock or kills clock. Like, it saves shot clock when you do that, but game clock runs. There we go. Brad Beal cuts to the bucket.
So good. He's so good.
He's a Brad-ass motherfucker right
Ooh, I
now.
like that. I like that. A Brad MFer. 8 of 11 in the corner for the Suns. 4 of 12 for Minnesota. 111-89. And
Book with the steal.
All right. Put it down.
Woo!
Air Nurkic.
Nurk. 113-89. 4:34 to go in this game.
It's looking good. I ain't going to say anything's guaranteed, but it's looking damn good right now.
Did you see what Damian Lee is rocking?
His hat.
He's rocking the pink Masters hat on the sideline tonight.
I'm pretty sure people said Damian Lee is the best golfer on the team.
I mean, he wouldn't shock me.
No, because him and Steph probably be out on the links all the time. But man, Book is smiling on the bench. The vibes are high. Espo, the vibes are high.
What is the shirt Damian Lee's wearing, though? The hat I'm down with. The shirt.
You don't like the shirt?
I don't think I'd rock that. I don't know.
All right, everybody in the chat, you are celebrating. I understand. 214 of you in here right now celebrating. I get it.
Nurk laughing on the bench.
Some people are saying sit him.
No.
Not until like
the 2 minute mark
2 minutes.
and you have this kind of lead, or I'll say this, if you push it to 30, then I pull them. But I do not take any chances with the way we've seen things backslide. You know?
No, I agree. But I am feeling good right now, just like Steve is. Nate says, bring the broom. Oh, I thought he said bring the broom. He said bring the boom. Brendan says, this team has vibes. Cameron says, let's go. Never Nude says, you have to wait for the Wolves to sit their starters first. Guys, I mean, this is shaping up to be what could be a perfect day for the Phoenix Suns and exactly what you want to happen. Just a reminder, in order for the Suns to snag the 6th seed and to face the Timberwolves in the first round, they need to win this game. The Suns do. They're up 113-89 with 4:34 left to go. And Denver needs to beat Memphis. They're up 120-102 with 1:37 left. And the Lakers need to beat New Orleans. They're up 111-86 with 7:27 left to go. And then I believe there was one more game that had to have a certain result. I'm just going to check it for you. And the Thunder had to beat the Mavs. Thunder already beat the Mavs. So we are good on that. I mean, after all this, after this whole season, this whole up and down, everything like that, there's a chance that the Suns go into the first round with a matchup against a team that they've played very favorably. And I don't hate that, man. I don't hate that at all.
Look, this is what you wanted to see from this team. And I get it. It doesn't matter until they do it next week, right?
Correct.
But this makes you go, okay, I see it. I feel what you can do. I feel you answered Brad Beal's call from the other night, and you're doing it against the team that, if everything holds, you're going to face in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
That makes you feel a little bit better.
It makes you feel really good.
And if you play like this against them in a first round, momentum's contagious, right?
Definitely.
And so I mean, I'm not proclaiming anything. I'm not shouting anything from the rooftops, but little things can start to make you feel a lot better about things. Suns did pull their starters.
All right.
Saban Lee in this game.
Wow.
Thad Young. You're looking at Isaiah Thomas, Josh Okogie, and Nasir Little. And It looks like Minnesota pulled theirs too.
Okay.
So this is basically the white flags have been waved in this one.
Let's go.
Now, unless there's something unforeseen, we got to keep a close eye on Lakers and Pelicans. That has about 6 minutes to go in this game. So
Minnesota looks dejected. That is just, I mean,
well, I think
this is great.
I think when you look at the other scores in games,
right?
They realize seeding's going to be what it is right now, right?
Yeah.
So they're in the same spot. Don't let anybody get injured. Don't let anything get awkwardly chippy here, and realize that you're going to be facing this team next weekend in all likelihood. As long as the Lakers hold on. It's 115-88, 641 to go in New Orleans.
Not out of the question.
So when this one wraps up, we'll have our post-game show, and we'll keep an eye on all this. Luke Garza makes it a 20-point Suns lead, 113-93.
Everybody is hype. Hype in the chat.
I'm excited. But I'm not going to lie. I'm going to have my eyes glued on that Lakers New Orleans game. David, big body Roddy into the game for Thad Young.
He looks like a good hang. he looks like he'd be fun.
We can call our friends up at DNVR and find out. He's a Colorado State
They're
guy.
so mad that he's out here.
So I'm guessing some of them have hung with him before.
All right, so let's do a little pull back the curtain here, Espo. You want to try to think of a thumbnail live for this show, for our post-game show?
It's time.
It's time. Okay. Well, there goes my little thought experiment. All right.
And that's our playoff
exclamation point?
Yeah, of course, exclamation point. Bradley Beal didn't say it's time. He said it's time. So we're going to go with that. 5:50 to go, 115.91.
Should he steal the
Lakers.
Dame time celebration?
No. New Orleans hits a 3. So
And
115.94. Oh my God, the games have exactly
115.94, yep.
What are the chances of that? 5:35 to go in that Pelicans game. So this is the worst case scenario. Now it
is a run for both teams.
It's a run. It's a run for Minnesota here, and you don't want to let it get too close because then you got to take your guys
starters
off ice.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh Okogie with the circus shot. All right. Still 115.94 in that Lakers game. Lakers have the ball there.
I mean, it would have to be a collapse of epic proportions.
Yeah. Dual screen viewing
IT?
Here. Oh, no. Does IT? I don't think IT has a point yet.
Yeah, I don't know. IT's vibes couldn't get it done on the fast break. Josh Okogie knocked out three-point shooter.
Oh, my God. He has 5 quick points, and the Suns leads 120-96.
Does this leave more questions than answers for Frank Vogel's playoff rotation?
5:20. Oh, I see you still have radio producing. 5:22 to go in the Lakers game, still 115-94.
That's fucking spot on, dude. Yeah. That is spot on.
Oh, I know. That's a rejoiner if they're a send it to break if there ever was one.
Coming back after this, stick with PHNX Sports. We're going to talk about if Josh Okogie's quick 5 points at the end of the Suns blowout of the Timberwolves causes some questions for Frank Vogel's rotation in the playoffs. We'll be back right after this. PHNX Sports.
Does the Suns' domination of the Timberwolves in the regular season bode poorly for them in the playoffs? We'll talk about it next.
What are the 5 keys that Frank Vogel can take away from his previous matchups against the Timberwolves? We've got that and so much more for you coming up next on the PHNX Suns radio show.
Monday morning, joining us is going to be this guy that talks New Orleans Pelicans basketball and Minnesota Timberwolves basketball to tell you why the Timberwolves are still a massive threat to the Phoenix Suns.
Do the Phoenix Suns have a problem? I think we could. I think it'd be funny. That might be a good bit at some point.
Is Kevin Durant just a decoy in the corner due to Kevin Young? And is Kevin Young distracted by being a head coaching candidate? We'll talk about that Monday on the program.
Here it is. Are the Charlotte Hornets and Brooklyn Nets secretly the biggest threat to the Phoenix Suns' postseason success? We're going to talk about that and so much more next, right here.
Yep.
Dang, it's kind of fun, dude. I kind of miss it.
Dueling radio promos. All right.
Radio promos. Oh, my goodness.
So Suns have a minute 22 left, up 20. Lakers still up 115-94. There's 5 minutes and 15 seconds to go in that game.
Oh, man. I feel like a sigh of relief right now.
Look, I feel like we got a week to prep now, and that's exactly what. Well, knock on wood.
Well, again, this New Orleans game,
take care of business. You should have that time to prep, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's 117-96. Although Anthony Davis is in the tunnel, so I don't know what's going on there. Hey, Isaiah Thomas!
Bang, 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 bang! Oh man. What a guy. We were kind of coming in today all right, let's see what happens. And I mean, you can't control what happens to New Orleans. Okay. You just can't. But you came in, you handled your business. You're able to rest your starters for the last 4 minutes against a team that you are.
Uh-oh.
What?
Don't look now, but the Pelicans have cut it to 117-98.
How much time left?
4:12 to go.
4:12 to go? Okay, that game's not over. That game is not over, but you've controlled what you can control, and that's all that you can do at this point, man.
Yeah, and you did it in convincing fashion. So.
Either way, whether you play the Timberwolves or you don't play the Timberwolves, this was a fantastic way to go out at the end of the regular season.
Yep. So 3:55 to go in that Lakers game, and it's 117-98. New Orleans with the ball to try to cut that lead. So we'll keep you updated there as the Suns are about to wrap this one up. Minnesota with a pointless dunk, and that'll do it. Suns will run out the clock with David Roddy with the ball for the last seconds of the 2023-24 regular season.
The way that we all intended it to be.
Suns win 125-106 in Minnesota. So now all eyes turn to New Orleans and what the Pelicans will do. They're down 117-99, 3:45 to go with another free throw coming for them. So,
I mean, we're feeling good, Espo. No matter what happens with New Orleans, we're feeling good.
So you're either facing the Minnesota Timberwolves or
the Denver Nuggets?
No, it would be the Kings, right? Because if the Lakers lose and the Kings won, it'd be the Kings because the Lakers will blow this game. Pelicans are on 11-2 run in the last 3 minutes. But
it would be so LA.
Is it too little, too late?
Look at the vibes.
Gassing up Bradley
Look
Beal.
at the vibes. Look at the vibes.
Josh Okogie freaking out.
Love that. Absolutely love that.
He's going to be like, Amanda, I told you. It's time.
It's time. That should be.
It's time.
Hey, Bradley Beal, what was it like out there? What inspired you today?
It's time. That's all he
are you looking forward to the playoffs? It's time.
36 points, 6 of 6 from 3 for Brad Beal, the star. A second up. Damian Lee pouring the water on him. Don't cool him off, Damian. We need him hot. 119-99. New Orleans is trailing the Lakers. 3:28 to go in that game. We are going to head and get the post-game show all set up here. So go over to that link. We'll join you there. If you want to watch the end of the Lakers-Pelicans game before you join us, head over to ESPN as that game's 119-101 with 3:17 to go. For Eric, I'm Espo. We'll be back in just a few with the post-game show. Ahoy, hoy.
We all silly like the mayor.